Hello and welcome to Tabletop for One. Tonight I am doing a playthrough of Hadrian's Wall, designed by Bobby Hill and published by Garphill Games and Renegade Game Studios. Hadrian's Wall is a flip and write board game where you're flipping cards that give you resources, then you use the resources to fill in various boxes on the board, and those boxes could give you more resources to fill into other boxes. There's a lot of combo moves to the game, and I've laminated these pages so I can use a wet erase marker on them. So I'll be using that. Hopefully you'll be able to see everything clearly there. I have it zoomed in, so I'm going to keep all the resources and cards and stuff off the board. Just so you have a clear picture of the board here. I am going to do the solo campaign mode tonight, which is printable off the website. I'll include a link in the comments. But this is going to be the first scenario in the campaign. And one of the rules for this first scenario is that you only reveal one card from the dummy deck. I have the dummy deck over here. Normally you reveal 2 cards per round, but in this case it's only 1. Now the goal of this scenario is to build the entire wall. So these 1, 2, and 3 sections here all need to be built. And so we're going to have to spend a lot of stone to build those. And then you need a goal of 70 victory points or more. There's also a challenge to get 20 victory points in at least 3 of the attribute tracks. So you have to get all the way up here on 3 of the tracks, which is pretty difficult. Now, if you complete the challenges, they provide you with a setup bonus for the next scenario. So you want to try and complete those. But again, it is very challenging. So I'm going to go ahead and draw our first card here, and this is the card that gives us our starting resources. So we're going to get 2 soldiers, 2 builders, 1 citizen, 1 servant. Sorry, the purple are the servants, yellow are the citizens, and then 2 bricks. Next, we're going to draw 2 cards from our deck and choose one. One of these will be the scoring opportunity at the end of the game, so resource production or collected goods. And that resource production is how many bricks you earn per turn. That's this chart right here. So if I have all of these filled in, I will gain 3 victory points at the end. If I have 6 of them filled in, I'll get 2. 3 of them filled in, I'll get 1. And then collected goods are filling in these up here. I would have to collect all the goods to get the max 3 victory points, or 6 for 2, or 4 for 1. Things to also consider when you're choosing a card here is the one that's not going to be your scoring card. You're going to gain these resources and have this pattern, or these resources in this pattern, to use in the scouting area down here. All right, so I'm thinking we're going to go high on the resource production since we need to build on the wall anyways, and it requires a lot of stone. So I'm going to place that as my scoring card. And again, I'm putting it above the screen. I'll show you or remind you as necessary that I have it. And then I'm going to go ahead and collect the additional resource here. So we have 1 citizen, 1 stone as an additional resource. And I'll set this off to the side. Again, reminding the pattern that I can use there if needed. Also on these here, it tells you what kind of good you can trade for if you use the trade goods. Chances are we won't use that in the first round. All right, so there we go. We've already started, and we've got all these resources here. So one thing I like to do early on is I like to look at either increasing my resources, the resource production, or increasing, maybe getting the citizen production here early on in the game. Also, I like going to the scouting area early on as well. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to spend these two, the citizen tokens, and each citizen token can fill in one of these spots down here. See, it shows a citizen right here. So we're going to fill in one here and one here, and that's going to gain me a stone from that first spot. So I gained the stone. Now I'm at level 2. Level 2 scouting, or level 2 allows me to scout on the first level. It requires a soldier, so we're going to spend the soldier and cross off this right here. And then I'm going to pick an area to build or to scout, and it's got to be that shape. So I'm going to pick this upper corner here, and that's going to go ahead and get me one servant and one brick. Okay. All right, so now we want to look at what we can do down here. If I want to build the small hotel, I'll need a servant, a builder, and a stone. So those three there. But in order to do that, I need level 2 on the building level. That's this is the orange banner here. All right. So first I'm going to go ahead and spend one builder to build on the fort. That's this line here. That puts us at level 1 building. And what this does is anytime you build on the fort here, it gives you access to these two rows, the Cippi and the wall. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. It's C-I-P-P-I, as, as in Mississippi. Anyways, so right now, since I built this spot here, I have access to these two squares there. I'm going to spend one of my bricks to go right here, and that's going to gain me a citizen. Okay, I may want to look into spending my citizen elsewhere to do other things. I do need to build the fort more, especially if I want to gain this small hotel. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the citizen. Okay. Spend that right here in the apparitors. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. All right, so I got that, and I'm gaining a builder. Now I have a builder and a soldier that I can use. I'm saving these 3 for that small hotel. So these can both be used to build on the fort. We're going to go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to switch to the other side here. Okay, so now we're at level 2 on the building, or on the building level. So now I can spend these 3 here to fill in this circle here, and it'll gain me another citizen. Now at the beginning of every year, I'm going to gain an additional citizen. Okay, so now I want to look at spending more of these bricks here. So we'll spend 2 more to build along the wall, and that's going to gain me another citizen. All right, now where do we want to go? I think eventually I'm going to do some of the stuff in traders. So I'm going to spend 1 citizen there for getting that purple, the servant. And the reason why is I want to get to this resource production here. Also, I can go right here, or no, I need level 3 in this to do the small precinct. So let's go ahead and spend both of these servants up here. And that's going to gain 1 resource production plus a brick right now. So I have 2 bricks left, and I have a citizen. So we definitely want to build along the fort some more. I think what I'm going to do there is spend the citizen to gain this builder here. And then I'm going to spend the builder to build along this wall, or the fort, which gains me another citizen. And see how these combos work? And then I'm going to spend 1 brick right here, which gains me my first renown of the game, as well as a shield. And so I want to pick one of these 3 lanes. Those are the 3 lanes where I could be attacked by the invading Picts. So I'm going to go ahead and spend one. Let's just go with the middle one. Okay. So we added some defense to the wall. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this citizen down here to gain the soldier. And then we're going to go ahead and spend the soldier to go on the wall guard. And that gives us another shield. Now, hopefully that's going to be enough to protect us this round. And then we have one brick left, and we're going to spend that right here. If we spend, oh no, I haven't built the theater yet. So let's see, what can we do? I guess we can just build another spot on the wall, well, on the sippy this time. And so that's gonna finish that out. Okay, so there we are. That's the end of the first year. And now we're gonna draw for the, we're gonna draw for the invaders. And on here, it tells you for the first year, I don't have these up in display, of course, that we're doing normal difficulty, which is the yellow, and that's what the scenario requires. So we're going to draw one invader card. If I block their attack, then I will gain valor based upon that amount there. So we're going to go ahead and draw. We draw the card, and it's going to the right side. So one invader going to the right side. I block that attack because I have one shield there. And that's going to gain me one renown. We'll mark that down here. All right. So that's going to end the round. And now we're going to move on to year number 2. Okay. So we're going to draw for resources. We gain 1 soldier, 2 builders, 2 servants, 1 citizen, 2 bricks. Okay. Now we're going to draw our 2 cards from our deck, and we're going to choose. Okay, so we have Planner and Aristocrat. Planner is all about completing citizens tracks. So you want to get like 5 of those, all 5 of them completed. I don't think that's going to happen. Final Disdain. So if you let any attacks through, you'll gain Disdain down here. We haven't gained any yet. So I think we have a really good chance of preventing that. So we're going to go with the Aristocrat for our scoring card, and then we'll gain a servant and citizen as additional resources. One thing I forgot to mention before is that we need to flip over a dummy card, and this is our shape for the dummy card this round. We can use that dummy card if we want when we do scouting or trading, but that causes more invaders to attack. So we got to be careful with that. And then we go into production, and I honestly don't remember if I did production last round, but we produce as many resources as we have circles there, so that gives us 2. And then we produce 1 citizen here because I filled in that circle. All right, and so that's our beginning resources for the second round. So let's go ahead and get started. If I want to do the scouting action this turn, it's going to cost me quite a bit of resources. We need a citizen here, then it'll be a soldier there, and then I'm not sure about these shapes, whether I like them for the position I'm in down here. So I have to decide if I want to do that. So we'll see how that goes. I may do it just to do it anyways. And then of course we want to continue to build along the wall. We'll probably have to build a medium granary this round, because in order to pass this line, it's kind of hard to see here. There's a line right here. In order to pass this line on any of these tracks, you got to build a granary, the next granary. So we may want to just go ahead and plan on doing that. It takes building level 1. Let's just get this out of the way. We're going to need it no matter what. So we'll spend those resources. It was 1 servant, 1 builder, and 1 stone. So we build that. All right. We don't have a lot of stone this round. So I think what I'm going to do, this is a risky move. I'm going to first spend the citizen to increase the patricians down here, which gives me 1 renown. Then I'm going to spend the soldier to do the action. And the soldier I'm going to spend actually is going to go on the dummy player card, because I'm going to use that shape and I'm going to use it right here. It's going to give us 2 extra stone. Okay? So we gain 2 extra stone. Now we're going to look at how we're going to use the rest of the resources here. Okay. I really want to build the small workshop. So we first need to spend a builder along the fort to get to level 3. And then I need to spend 3 stone to build the small workshop. Okay? And that's going to gain us a builder back. We're going to spend that builder now to build along the fort again, gaining a citizen. And then we're going to spend 2 bricks along the wall. So 1, 2, that's going to gain us another citizen. Now we have a lot of citizens to work with. I think what I want to do is I want to gain in the precinct a little bit and get that builder out of there. So we're going to spend those 2 citizens to go in the precinct here. Or sorry, the traders. We want to go for this precinct as well. So we gain a builder. We're going to spend that builder on the fort, and that's going to gain us 1 discipline. Now we are going to spend a servant and a citizen right here, and that's going to gain us 1 piety, 1 resource production, and 1 resource. So that's our first piety, resource production, and 1 stone. We're going to spend that stone on the wall because we need more shields, and let's go ahead and put it on the left side this time. And then we got 1 servant, 1 citizen. Tough choices. Tough choices. I think I'm going to spend the citizen down here to gain a stone. I'm going to spend that stone on the sippy here. I think we're going to have difficulty defending against things today. And I'll spend the last servant up here. Yeah. I think we're going to gain some disdain this round. Okay. So we're going to be drawing for the invasion now. And because we use the dummy player's card, that's going to cost us 1 extra draw. So it's actually a total of 3 draws. So here we go. We're going to draw, and we got 2 in the middle and 1 to the right. So the way this works, because I blocked some of them and 1 still got through, we're going to subtract the 1 that got through from the value of possible renown that I could earn. And I'll gain that renown, but I'll still gain the disdain. So at least I gain a renown out of that. So we're going to mark valor. We gain valor when we do that. And then we're going to circle for the disdain there. Now I've got disdain. Those are negative points at the end of the game, so we got to be careful with that. Okay, and now we're going to start the new round. Here's our resources for the round. Thank goodness we got some more builders. Although we could use some more soldiers too, but there's ways to use builders as like a soldier action. We may do that. So there's our resources there. Then we're going to choose our 2 cards. So we've got the Ranger that has completed scout columns. And look, that 4 in the row would work real nice to give us 2 completed scout columns right away. I'm not sure if that's what we want to do, or even putting the 4 that way to gain those 2 bricks, and we'll complete a row which gains us a valor. That actually might be better. So since we're doing walls anyways, let's keep the defender as our scoring. Let's use this for our pattern. We also get a soldier out of it, which we'll need for the scouting action anyways. So that's helpful. Now we're gonna do we're gonna draw the dummy players card, and this is what they have for pattern and trading goods. And then we're gonna go ahead and do our production. So we get 3 stones, 1 yellow, and 1 blue worker. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the scouting action. We already have enough levels in the patricians to do the scouting level 5. So we're going to go ahead and do that there. And we're going to spend that soldier for that. And then we're going to, so in case you didn't know, these shapes can be turned, 90 degrees, whatever. They can be turned anyway and flipped, mirrored image. So in this case, we can go ahead and cross that out, that out, that out, and that out. So first things first, we're going to gain 2 stone from that. And then we're going to gain a valor, which is going to give us another soldier. So that seems like a pretty good trade-off for all that. Okay, so now I want to look at possibly working with the priests here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and build along the wall a lot. So we're going to do 3 of them here. Hope it's okay I do multiple workers at the same time. It just speeds things up. So that's going to give me 2 more citizens. And then we got lots of bricks, so let's just go ahead and build the bricks. So we can actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Is that a pretty good amount? I think we'll do that. We'll get a couple citizens, 1 valor, and 1 shield. All right, so let's take the shield right in the center. We gain 1 valor, which gives us another citizen. So we're getting actually 3 more citizens. And now this gets to the point where I can work on the priest track like I wanted to. So let's go ahead and spend all 3 of those citizens there. 1, 2, 3. And that gives us 2 servants. Okay, now we're looking pretty good. And I think what I want to do is try to get to this point of building the small gardens. This gives us a lot of extra bonuses. So we need to spend 1 more citizen. And that gives us a piety. And then we need to spend 1 servant, a builder, and a stone to get all this. And what that gives us is a piety, which we get a purple worker back for that servant. And then we get 1 trade, 1 performer, and 1 priest, and we get another purple servant worker. All right, now we're looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and use our soldiers for what they were meant to do, and that's to protect the wall. We're going to stick them on the wall guard. That's going to gain us 1 valor, or 1 discipline and 1 shield. And we'll put the shield, I'm tempted to put it in the middle just so we get another builder. It's tempting. Okay, we're going to do it. So there we go. We get another builder. And actually, what if we did the builder? Let's look at all the options here. So if we want to be able to use the baths to negotiate our disdain away, we'll want to open this up. Also, we might want to build that small temple, and that prevents one of the cards from the invaders going through, and that might be helpful. How about if we go down that road? So we're gonna spend 1 purple, 1 blue, 1 stone to do this. We have level 1. We actually have level 5. That gives us a piety. And then we can spend 1 worker of any color. We'll spend the servant here. And that gives us another piety. And then we circle this symbol here. Again, this lets us cancel out an invader card when that happens. Looking really good now. So we're going to spend these 2 servants up here. And that's going to increase our resource production and give us a stone. Okay. And now I would really like it if I had a builder, because then I can build level 5 and gain that renown and a shield. So there's 2 ways we could do it, and I think the best way is down here. Actually, there's a couple ways we can get one, but I think if I spend 2 of those citizens there, that's going to get us 1 renown and a soldier. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend that soldier to build on the fort. And then I'll spend the brick to build along the wall. That's going to get us a renown. And another shield. Let's see. Let's put it on the left side this time. Okay. Now we have 1 citizen left. What would we like to do with it? I could spend it on the priest track. That gives us another piety and then a servant for it. I could spend it on the performer track. Or I could spend it on the trader track and get a stone. I think what's best for us, since we need resource production, is to get the purple worker. We haven't yet used these things. I don't know that we will, so I don't want to advance on that track too much. We'll go ahead and spend that citizen right there, gaining a piety, because a piety is worth a point anyways. Gaining the servant, we'll spend the servant up here, and that will end the year. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw for the invasion. We didn't use the dummy player's card this round, so it's not increasing the amount, but we still have to draw 4 cards for the invasion. Now remember, we can cancel one of them out with the offering from the small temple. So first we got center, okay? Then right, then left. And you know what? We're going to cancel out that right one. Just like that. All right, so now that we've blocked all of the invaders for that year, we're going to gain 2 valor. It's pretty awesome. Remember, that's just extra points. It also puts us 1 step closer to another soldier. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next year. We're going to go ahead and draw for our resources. We gain 2 soldiers this round, but only 1 builder, 1 servant, 2 citizens, 2 stone. Okay. Then I'm going to draw from the deck. And we got a vanguard and a pontiff. So we have filled temples, which we've already filled 1, so that's worth 1 point. We have completed wall guard sections, so every wall guard section basically earns 1 point. Also, we want to consider the shape and the resources here. So neither of these shapes are going to help us. The question is, what resources do we want? And I think I want the builder. So we're going to go with that. We'll gain a builder and a citizen. I'm going to go ahead and flip over the dummy card. And that's a pretty good shape to fit in right there. I think we'll end up using it. Yeah, I think we will. So let's go ahead and gain our resources from production. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone. And then we gain 1 citizen and 1 builder. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the scout. I like using the scout action. It's fun to fill in the squares and everything. So we're going to spend the scout. We're putting that on the dummy player's card to remind me later to draw an extra card. So we cross off level 7 here. And we're going to cross off this section. Now it gains us a purple worker, but on top of that, we gain 2 more valor. 1, 2. And that's going to gain us another citizen. Or sorry, another soldier. Okay. We definitely want to spend those soldiers now on the wall guard. We want to get some more defense up there, so let's go ahead and spend those. I don't really want to spend them on anything else. So that'll get us a discipline. Okay, we also want to consider the fact that we're going to need to increase to large granary soon. We want to build along the wall as well. So, let's go ahead and spend 2 builders to build along the wall. That gains us the 1 citizen. We're going to spend 1 builder, 1 servant, and 2 bricks to build the granary. And that'll gain us a renown, which gains us another citizen. So we got a lot of citizens to work with here. Okay. So I'm half tempted to spend 3 of these citizens right here and bump up the traders a bit. I'd also like to build the medium temple sometime soon. There's a lot of options here. We haven't even used the traders yet. But let me just go ahead and do that. I don't want to waste too much time here on my own analysis paralysis. So we gain those 2 there. We're going to use the builder to gain 1 discipline and 1 shield. And we'll go ahead and put it up in the left section here. It's probably not the best idea considering where we're at there. And that'll gain us another discipline, which gives us another builder. Okay. Now what we could do, we could build that medium temple. We could also do a diplomat here. Oh, we don't have any soldiers. We could get a soldier. We have some bricks to spend. Let's go ahead and spend 2 of them, just to see where we're at as far as... Actually, we're going to spend 3. So 1, 2, 3. That's going to gain us 1 citizen and 1 shield. Okay. We'll spend that on the right side. I'm half tempted to do the medium precinct, although it seems like a lot of resources to spend. I think we're going to build a temple. I'm going to go with it. We have a goal to build and fill temples. So we're going to spend these resources here. It takes purple, blue, and 2 stone. And we gain a piety. That leaves us with quite a few citizens. Okay, I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to spend all 3 citizens on the priests. 1, 2, 3. That's going to gain us 2 servants and a piety. And then I'm going to spend 1 servant right here. We got to work this top to bottom. And so that'll get us another piety, which gives us another servant. And then I'm going to spend both of these servants over here to increase our resource production and gain us another stone. And then I'll spend that stone on the sippy here. And we're going to increase... Should I just go even across the board for now? Might as well. And that gains us another discipline. We have 1 citizen left to spend. We could spend it on this track or this track to gain a renown. We could spend it here for another servant. So we're going to do it up here. We're going to gain a renown. Because I think we're going to use the trade action to get extra workers next round. So that spent that citizen there. And now we move on to the invasion phase. All right. So we got a good amount of defense. We have 3 across the board, but we are drawing 6 cards. That's 6. All right. So here we go. Right, left, left. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. So we blocked 4, let 2 through. We'll take 2 out of the total possible renown we can get, or valor. Sorry, I was say renown. That gives us 1, but we gain 2 disdain. We are going to have to work on that disdain. We're going to build some baths and, you know, negotiate whatever political connections we have to do while taking a bath or something. Anyways. Okay, that's going to finish out the round of the year. We're going to move on to draw our new resource card. Gaining soldier, builder, 3 servants. 1, 2, 3. 2 citizens. And 1 stone. Okay, we're going to draw 2 cards here. All right. So we have Architect, which is constructed landmarks. We have Fighter, which is completed cohorts. I don't know if we're going to construct a landmark. I think it's possible. This does have the shape. We need to fill that in, but at this point, it's only going to get us 1 valor. I'm not sure that it's worth the effort, although 1 valor would give us the soldier back. I don't know if we'll complete cohorts either. You know what? I'm gonna risk it and find out. Let's go ahead and this will be the first time I filled up the scout track, the scouting area. So we're gonna gain 2 extra stone for that. I'm gonna go ahead and flip over the. So I just realized something. I didn't draw an extra invader for last round. And that extra invader would have been my resource card. So we're going to use that as the invader, which I would have blocked. But that means I need a new resource card. So I'm just going to adjust things real quick. Okay, there I have my resources I'm supposed to have. Plus the 2 from the architect here. And then this is the card for the dummy player. Sorry about making that mistake. It didn't really affect anything, just took up some extra time. Okay, now we got production. I gained 5 more stone. And then a blue and yellow. Okay. Now we are ready to start. So let's just go ahead and knock out the scouting action. Although we need to spend 2 yellows there. Maybe we won't use that. We'll see. We'll see. We need to build along the wall. That is for certain. So let's go ahead and spend 3 builders along the wall. I know it's a lot, but I'm going to do it anyways. So 1, 2, I'm sorry, fort, not the wall. And we'll gain a citizen for that. We can go ahead and fill in the rest along the wall, maybe the sippy. Yeah, let's do the wall and the sippy. So 4 stone. That's going to gain us 2 renown, a citizen. And those 2 renown gain us another citizen. So that's 2 extra citizens here. Okay. Here's a reminder of our scoring cards that we got to think about. Resource production, final disdain, completed wall sections, and filled temples. Okay. So with that in mind, I want to look at building the baths here. Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 citizens to get to level 3. And that'll gain us 1 soldier. We're going to go ahead and spend 1 more to get to level 4. It gains us a discipline. We're going to spend all 3 of these soldiers on the wall guard. That's going to gain us 1 shield and we'll put on the right side, and 1 discipline, which gains us 1 builder. Okay? Which is something we're going to need in just a moment. We will go ahead and I wanted to do a trade. So we're going to do a trade here. And we're going to write in the number that we have here. So it's 2. This is our first trade of the game. But we're going to turn this one in and gain a... Oh, we haven't built the market. So we can't do that yet. Okay. So with that in mind, what I can do is I could spend a citizen here and gain a servant, because what I'm trying to do is build a bath here. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we'll spend the citizen there. And then we're going to spend the builder, 2 citizens, and 2 stone here, which gives us a renown. And then we're going to spend 2 stone here, and we write in the number of the year, so it's 5. So write in, and we can do this twice, it says. And that lets us fill into these circles. Okay? So we now are down to 1 disdain, so that's good. We're going to spend this citizen on the baths again, or the apportors, but in regards to trying to use the baths more. So we gain a blue worker there. We're going to go ahead and spend the blue worker on the fort, gaining a yellow worker. We're going to spend 1 stone here, gaining 1 renown and 1 shield. And we'll add that shield to there, gaining 1 valor and 1 soldier. Then we're going to spend 1 soldier here, gaining another shield, which we'll put there. And then we have 1 citizen left to spend. And is there anything that would be good to use for this? Well, check this out. So we spend it down here, gaining 1 renown, gives us 1 citizen back. That's always nice. And then I think the last thing we're going to do is, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend it here, gaining piety. Okay, that may not have been the best move. That's the move I chose. And then we're going to go on to the invader phase. This time we're drawing 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we go. Right, left, middle, middle, right, middle, right, left. Check that out. We have blocked all those invaders. That was very nice. That is going to net us 3 valor, which will give us a soldier this round. 1, 2, 3. So in this coming round, we already have 1 soldier. And then we're going to move on to the new round. Okay. So here's our resource card. So 1 soldier, 1 builder, 3 servants, 2 citizens, and 1 stone. Okay, now we draw our 2 cards. The shape I'm not really concerned about. This is asking for large buildings or total gladiator strength. I think I probably want the builder. I kind of was hoping to gain more resource production, but I don't know that. Well, I do have several servants, so I'm not going to worry about gladiator strength. I'm just going to go for this for the resources, and that's going to gain us those 2. And then we'll do the dummy card, which is this one here, which doesn't have anything I need. And then we're going to go ahead and gain the resources. So we have 5 stone, and then 1 citizen and 1 builder. Okay, here we go, final round. All right, so we definitely want to get rid of one last disdain. So we spend that and do that. Okay, so now that we've dealt with our disdain, we have to focus on the objective, right? We have to complete the wall. And so that's going to require us to complete these 3 sections. So let's just go ahead and spend the builders for that. Let's get that out of the way. So we got to complete these 3 sections of the fort. That gains us 1 citizen, 1 discipline, and then 1 shield. I'm half tempted to place it here to get the valor. You know what? I'm gonna place it. I know it's weird. I'm gonna place it over here to gain the discipline. Okay. We're gonna spend these 2 soldiers here to increase that, which gives us 1 more discipline and gives us 1 more builder. We're gonna spend that builder here for the first time this game, basically training the builder to fight. So we're gonna write the year here, cross off that, and that gives us a shield. We'll go ahead and send that over here. We're gonna be drawing 10 cards this round for the invasion, so I do want to stack some of the defense up there. We need to spend 4 stone. We're gonna complete the sippy and the wall. That's gonna gain us 1 citizen and 2 shields. So let's go ahead and remember that one of my goals is to complete the cohorts. So if I complete one now, that'll put us in a good position, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to complete both of them. Let's see. Let's go ahead and complete one now. And that gives us 1 and 1. So I've got a bunch of citizens. I've got servants to use. If I increase my resource production by 1 this round, I will gain an extra victory point on the Forager scoring card. I also probably want to use this temple at least once. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to spend a bunch of citizens here. So I'm going to spend 3 citizens right here. So those 3 citizens will give me 2 discipline and the 1 soldier there, plus the 1 builder from the discipline. And then I'm going to spend these 3 servants up here, 1, 2, and 3, to gain me resource production and a stone. And now that I've reached 15 on the discipline track, I can make the statue, and that'll take 2 stone and 1 builder, and that'll gain me 2 renown and 1 soldier. What I probably should do is I'll go ahead and spend 1 of those citizens here. That'll gain me a piety and a card to block. And so I have those 2 left. You veterans out there of this game probably know exactly what to do right now. Meanwhile, I'm struggling and like have no idea. I can spend the citizen to gain a builder, but that's not going to help me, because I can gain a builder there. I can gain a brick here, but we're full on the wall. I'm really kind of drawing myself into a corner here. Sorry, bad joke. We'll just spend the soldier here, spend the citizen, and that's going to end it. We'll gain a brick, but we're not going to be able to use the brick. Okay, so there we go. I'm not as far on the tracks as I wanted to be, but let's see how we score. So first of all, we're going to draw 10 cards. All right. So we can sustain 6 and 6 on the middle and right, and up to 4 on the left. So we have right, left, right, middle, middle, right, middle, 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 right. Perfect. All right. So that's going to gain us a total of 4 valor. Which gives us 1 additional discipline. So this is a nice 5-point gain out of that. And there we go. So we're going to go ahead and count up the score here. I'm going to count it up real quick, and I'll meet you on the final score. And there you have it. Assuming I counted everything correctly, this is the score. So as far as the scoring cards go, we had 6 resource production, so we got 2 victory points there. 3 more for having 0 disdain. 3 more for completed wall sections. 2 for the 2 filled temples that we had. And none for the gladiator strength, but 2 for the 2 filled cohorts we had there. Granting us a total of 12 extra points on top of all my stats there. Setting me right at 70 points. Now, of course, I didn't meet the challenge of getting 20 in 3 different stats. I have no idea how you do that. So whoever can do that, congratulations. But for me, I'm happy to have passed the first scenario with 70 points. So, what do you think? Do you own this game? Do you like this game? Have you played through the entire solo campaign of 16 scenarios? If you haven't, how far have you achieved? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here. And I thank you very much for watching me tonight, and I hope you have a great night.